Yeah, you're right.
No.
You're right.
Oh no. Can I play Billick where he doesn't swear?
5G is the cause of all life's woes. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
so
true.
too.
Yeah. 5G is...
Not that I think that, but I think Dan thinks that.
I don't understand
So
seltzer.
it's like, excuse me, sugar is the only flavor.
Welcome back to Off the Air, where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Oh, no cold open today.
Today is Easter. For what
Today
it's
is
worth.
Easter.
What is everything is made up and the points don't matter from?
That's what's
Who's
that
line?
show
Celebrity
called?
Jeopardy?
Whose line?
Who's
Who's
line?
line?
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was Celebrity Jeopardy for some reason.
I wish it was Celebrity Jeopardy.
I've never watched Celebrity Jeopardy.
Have you guys seen the SNL
funny.
sketches about Celebrity Jeopardy?
I think I.
That's the one. I think that's the only one.
Yeah.
No, it's a couple of them. It's
It's
all with
I know other people did it.
Sean Connery just being a huge dick, and it's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I do love that. I
Fuck
do
you,
love that.
Quebec. Can we talk about Sean Connery's
it's a
voice?
Yeah,
sure.
I guess.
I feel like everyone thinks they can do a good Sean Connery, right?
But literally,
Well, I think everyone can
almost
do an
no one
okay
can.
Sean Connery.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone can do an okay Sean Connery. I maybe know 2 people that I've ever met or heard in my life that can do a good Sean Connery, because it's not just the you got to get the it's not just talking out of the side of your voice. You got to get that Scotland, yeah. And I feel like people can just talk out the side of their voice and have a silly accent, and then they're like, yeah, no, I do a great Sean Connery. And I'm like, no, you don't. Back up.
I'm Sean Connery. I'm doing the best Sean Connery that's ever happened
you're
in
doing
the
Bane.
world.
Nobody
No,
had
that's the best.
Bane.
That's the best Sean Connery you've ever heard. Is what it is.
I was James Bond until I put on the mask.
If I was doing Bane, I would do the exact same voice with my hands over my mouth.
I was like, although to be fair, when I watched The Dark Knight Rises for the first time, I was kind of like, did they just have Sean Connery do the voiceover behind this mask guy? Because Tom Hardy really just does sound like Sean Connery with a mask on.
He does.
He really does.
And honestly, I dig it.
You know, it's been a long time since I watched that movie. I kind of want to watch it again.
The Hunt for Red October?
Yeah.
Figured.
What's the other one? I'm trying to think of what the other celebrity voices that everyone thinks they can do.
Hunt for Blue October.
I'm blanking on their name, and I'm completely blanking on the voice itself. So that is gone. There's all of that.
Gone. It's my favorite Kanye West song off of the 2005 album Late Registration.
Yikes.
What's yikes about knowing a Kanye West song?
It was just being an asshole. I didn't have a purpose here.
Oh, we know.
Rude. So you guys, it is Easter. And we are all not doing Easter things because we live in a whole new world.
I am.
Excuse me, I did Easter things.
Did you? Good. I'm glad you guys did. Okay, so it's just me. I'm not doing Easter things.
And my parents gave me it's just like a dish from the kitchen, but there's some chocolate in it and a box of Pokemon Band-Aids. You know, it's
hold on.
It's really,
Hold
it's
on.
a bit of a struggle to get anything right now.
That's adorable. Why'd you get some
I'll
Pokemon
take a
Band-Aids?
picture of it for you. Here, give me 2 seconds to take a picture of this.
So Jackson sounds better than mine. What's happening on our end is as soon as we're done recording this podcast, I'm getting on a video call with my family. My parents are going to be on one end and my brother and his wife on the other, and we're just going to have a nice little video call, and my mom says she's going to eat candy in front of us to just flex on the fact that she didn't buy any for us this year.
That's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned it last year, but my personal favorite thing about Easter is always the fact that the day after, all the jelly beans go on sale.
I love jelly beans. Oh my gosh, I love jelly beans.
I'm not really a jelly boy.
Jelly beans are so dangerous to me. Michelle will will only bring them in the house if she is okay with them being gone within the next 48 hours. If I get a bag of jelly beans, it will not see the end of the day.
I mean,
can't really eat sweets.
I get that.
There's my
what
Easter
a great
basket.
dish.
It's just like a cake pan.
I love that.
It's just a
It's pretty
Pyrex.
great.
That's black candy. Is that black licorice?
It is.
It's racist.
Actually, black licorice jelly beans.
I love black licorice so much.
The only kind of jelly beans I can really
We've
eat.
definitely talked about this on the air before.
About how much
Yes.
I love black licorice and how
And how
much
much-
you hate it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Black licorice is the objective worst.
Dan, how do you feel about LaCroix type sparkling water?
Ew.
Okay, exactly what I thought.
Sparkling water. I don't understand
So
seltzer.
I was like, excuse me, sugar is the only flavor.
I don't understand seltzer. I don't get it.
It's just it.
See, I can
tastes
get
good.
behind not liking seltzer, as a general thing, but I don't know. I don't understand everyone's issue with black licorice. I know it's a very intense taste. I know that, But like,
I think people like try things and they're like, actually, I've been conditioned to believe that if something isn't sweet, it can't taste good.
I don't think that's.
I
I don't think that's a good take.
Different than, like, I mean, maybe, but
because
I just find that usually the people who like the sweetest things are the ones who also are like, no, I don't like things that are.
Because I like a lot of things that aren't sweet. I just don't. I don't like black licorice. I tend to not like saltwater taffy either.
Really?
Ooh, I love saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy is
not a huge fan.
Pure, wonderful, perfect things. Except for the fact that it has the same issue that jelly beans have, which is where it sticks to your teeth forever.
Mm-hmm.
Too tooth sticky. You don't want that.
No, not at all. Illegal, in fact.
The only jelly beans I really
like are like the actual like Jelly Belly brand, and particularly the pink grapefruit.
I swear to God, if you were about to say fucking that you like buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies, I was gonna leave this podcast right now.
They're okay, but
they're okay, except when you're getting a handful of jelly beans and you take a bite and like you've got like 4 fruity jelly beans and 1 fucking.
But the thing is, if you know there's buttered popcorn in there and you take a handful, you're
that's on
playing the most dangerous game.
That's true. You are rolling those
and
fucking dice.
You deserve to get burned.
I will say I am a huge fan of the people who do play that dice game though. Like that is dangerous and risky.
Fan of the people.
I am just a fan of the people. I'm not one of those bourgeoisie fans.
Yeah, I'm a voice to the people. I exist as a river to my people.
I only cool off people who make under $50,000 a year.
What is that? What movie? Is it like Lawrence of Arabia? Hold on, give me a second.
That's a movie I have not seen in a very long time.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I feel like I had to have. It feels like the kind of movie my parents definitely would have watched.
Where the guy's like, something, they give me gifts of gold, yet I am poor, because I'm a river to my people.
Sure.
Yeah, that is Lawrence of Arabia. Okay.
Nice.
I have not seen that since I was probably like 13.
I think my last memory of Lawrence of Arabia, outside of the fact that like it's been implanted in my head as a cultural point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
know
it's a classic.
anything else about it. I think the last time I saw it, I was like 8, and it's because my dad watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I remember him riding a camel. I remember quicksand. I remember he got a turban. And I remember
he knows the whole
like
movie. This guy's practiced seen it 3 times.
I think they blow up a railroad, right? Like,
sure,
big train heist with bombs.
Who wouldn't?
I would.
Honestly, like I don't know, but I think so. It's kind of one of those things where, like, if you were to give me a scene from Lawrence of Arabia and a scene from Ben-Hur, I would be like, it could be from either movie. And like, I know that they are not at all similar, but my brain is just like, yeah, they're the same.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think it's both. They're both because like my aunt loved both of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like loved them, and so like when I was a kid, she'd be like, "We're watching this," and I'd be like, "Okay," and it would just be Lawrence of Arabia or Ben-Hur.
See, I feel like Ben-Hur sticks out in my head a lot more because it's like, oh yeah, that's the chariot race movie, and then that's not a huge. That's like it's a big part of the movie, but like it takes a very long time to get to that point.
That's fair.
So it's just like my biggest memory of the movie is him getting whipped on a boat, I think. And then the chariot race, and then there's like, I know there's hours of filler in the middle that I have no idea what it is.
Other parts of the movie. And then there was
a check on that.
And then there was more movie, theoretically.
Is there a fact check on whether or not there was more parts of that movie?
I never saw the movie at all, so add to the long list of movies that,
as I thought,
for some reason I have not seen.
Have you seen Star Wars?
No, actually, I've only ever read the books. I hear the books are better.
There's too many of the books. No one's actually read the books.
I don't know, man. I got into a big talk with somebody this week about how the novelization for Star Wars is a stupid idea, but you kind of need it because otherwise the movies are even worse than they already are.
How does the novelization help?
The novelization
what if you just let them be worse than they already are?
Rise of Skywalker, novelization adds a shitload of like context. Like the novelization is how you're like, oh look, Palpatine is like clone number 75 or something like that now, and that isn't his original body.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But
no, it does not make the movie better, but it does make it less worse. But it makes if it actually
I would argue it does.
No, I would argue it makes the movie worse because it didn't give us any of this information within the movie.
I would argue that the absolute worst thing that happened with that movie was the fact that they released a big amount of the important info over a live event in Fortnite.
And
in my opinion, it is very much more important for me to have seen that in a movie, or even like a I don't know,
animated special or something,
a 7-minute like short thing that could be aired places, something like that. Something that I would have access to. Well, it was aired on Fortnite, yeah, but it wasn't aired anywhere people are going to think to look it up.
I actually did not know that there was something about the movie released on Fortnite, but that actually makes it 10 times better in my opinion.
It wasn't important information.
But I love the idea of Star Wars doing a Fortnite release.
It essentially was it was the movie opens with the Emperor has sent out this evil message to the galaxy or whatever, and if you ever want to see that message, if you ever want to see that message appears in Fortnite, that's how you have to go see the message.
Wait, people didn't like this movie?
No,
couldn't imagine why.
Well, no, people did like this movie.
A lot of people like this movie.
Good.
I don't.
That sounds great.
I will be honest. I still don't know how people can sit here straight faced and be like, "This movie better movie than episode 8." I don't understand.
I don't know why either. I'm actually absolutely astounded that people will hold that opinion. See, well, that's the thing. If it's people that are just joking about it and having a good time, I will accept it.
I am not joking. I genuinely think that is a good thing to do.
Yeah, but you don't care about the movie. You're just saying a hot take to have a hot take.
Because Star Wars is already the joke to me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just make joke funnier.
And I get
so
that.
It's true.
It makes sense to me. But people who claim to be a fan of the IP and then try and say that episode 8 was the worst Star Wars, was worse than episode 1, is the take I see a lot. It was hands down the worst Star Wars movie. And that's just
I don't understand how.
Factually false.
I don't
even if you don't like it, you can't try and say it's the worst Star Wars movie.
I don't understand how. I think,
dare say episode 6 is one of the lower tier Star Wars movies.
Ooh,
if
that's
we're
a hot
being
take.
Honest.
That's a very hot take.
It's got the little Ewoks.
Everyone thinks
tell me you don't like those guys.
5 and 6 are two of the best.
See, a lot of people like 5 and 6 the best. I don't have any special love for either, having watched 5 through fully recently. I have changed my mind on whether it's good or not, because I did not used to like it at all. But the issue with 6, 5 can be a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm.
6 cannot be a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, it's a trilogy. It was designed as a trilogy. It shouldn't be a standalone movie.
And that's fine. That's totally fine.
In my take.
It should not be a standalone movie. I agree with you. However, outside of the entire movie is just some really weird last minute exposition dumping and battle scenes. And those battle scenes, real nice. But I don't know.
And the final duel is nice.
What about the emotional battle scenes?
I mean, that is the final duel. The final duel is the emotional battle scene.
Vader, I know you're my father, and I know you can change. And he's like, no.
You're telling me he hits the final duel?
I won't.
I can't, and I won't do it. Not even for you, son. That's what Vader sounds like behind the mask. It's canon. Would it surprise you if Lucas had confirmed that as canon?
If what?
Yeah, because he already has a voice.
That doesn't mean shit. That literally means nothing.
Fair.
This is Star Wars. How dare you try and tell me that people care about established lore?
It is crazy to me that people devote their lives to this property.
No, it's not. It's not crazy to me. I mean, and I've talked about it on the podcast before. Star Wars.
But also, it is crazy to me that people devote their lives to any property. I guess, to be fair,
it's one of those things where it's just got a lot of my personal growth growing up is tied up in Star Wars, and so of course it means a lot to me.
Yeah, but it can mean a lot to you. But I'm talking about the uber nerds. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The ones who will fight you if you think that if you say you watched episode 8.
I'm talking about the ones that'll fight you if you say you watch episode 9. Because I will be honest, I've met people 9 is bad, but it's not. It's fine. It's just disappointing. It's not that bad.
Which one?
The newest one.
I like Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley is very good. I like Adam Driver.
She seems like a fun person, but I've never seen her in a movie.
Well, I think they intentionally did that. I think they got a bunch of unknowns for the new, relative unknowns.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they did that's what Luke was too.
Yeah, I think that was their kind of their homage, if you will.
And I like that a lot.
It's a good idea though when you're establishing a property, like how they did the original Superman movies. So they just found an unknown actor, and so that way for the rest of his career he was just Superman. I
think with Adam Driver is that Adam Driver has a fucking range and a half.
Well, Adam Driver has also been in a million movies since he was in the first. Well,
he was in movies before, but it was always New York art house. He was not.
Yeah, he wasn't a big name actor, and then now he is a big name actor, and he's also still thriving out there.
He's also still doing that New York art house. I love it. It makes me very happy. He's also hysterical. He is so fucking funny. I watched. I think I've talked about it. He has a TED talk where he talks about his time in the Marines or whatever.
He talks about.
He was in the Marines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He got discharged just before, like he finished boot camp, but he got discharged just before shipping out due to, I think, a ATV accident or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, real sad. He has a whole thing about how like acting was the reason he was able to refine himself, and like he has this whole charity about bringing the arts to the armed forces. Very cool guy. Has an entire like life goal, like mission planned out, and has things that he's out here doing, living his best life.
He's also in the movie Silence, which is one of my favorites.
Marriage Story. I need to get around to watching Marriage Story. I keep having people tell me to watch it. I need to do it.
I feel like I would definitely like it.
I've heard nothing but amazing things.
Oh, I have. Are you sure about
Silence
that?
is really good. If you
For Marriage Story?
That you've heard nothing but amazing things? For Marriage Story, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about Marriage Story. Why? What's wrong with Marriage Story? Yeah, tell me. I'm curious now.
Well, the take I've heard that is less like the film itself I have heard is very, very good. But it's more like the story that people have issues with, where it's like the director is kind of working out his issues against his wife, but it like, which is fair, you know, people do that, but it doesn't paint him in a good light either. And it's more like, no, she's right and he's wrong kind of thing is what a lot of people take away from it.
But like
that's
the director
how he acted.
is trying to make the movie seem like she's wrong, even though like
not having seen it, I don't want to make a hard stance on that. But like, obviously, you know, it's a family.
Hard stance.
Yes, that is exactly what the movie is trying to say.
Have a stand, you fucking coward.
I don't know. I haven't seen it because I'm not very interested in stuff like that. But I do plan on watching Parasite now that it's on Hulu. So
he's not interested in marriage. He hates it.
Understandable.
He thinks it's a I don't know. What do people think about marriage? Because like everyone hates it now or something.
No, boomers hate it.
No.
I thought
Millennials hate marriage now.
Millennial,
like that's like the big thing is that young people don't like marriage because it's too expensive and they don't see the point.
I mean because
that's another industry that millennials are ruining and boomers are mad about. Millennials are ruining the marriage industry.
Can I make a hot take?
Yes.
I think the reason millennials think marriage is bullshit is because boomers ruined it. Because they watched a bunch of boomer-ass boomers out here having terrible marriages, and then they're like, what the fuck is the point? Everyone just hates each other.
Well, I think it's also, like, it does cost a lot to get married. And if you just go to, like, a courthouse and get married, people are going to be like, oh, so you didn't have a real wedding. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's really, like, the only economical way to go about it.
That's fair.
And then it's also, like, a matter of, they probably don't think that you should get the same, like, you get some pretty big benefits from marriage in terms of like taxation and stuff like that, where I mean personally I think you shouldn't need to be married to receive legal benefits, because I mean it's kind of like, why, you know,
because America's founded on a never mind.
Yeah, well, and yeah, I mean marriage is you know, it's nice and I definitely want to get married one day, but I think it's a I don't know, it's a bit of a, you get a little bit too much. It's too good of a deal.
You get too much for being married. You gotta tone that back.
Yeah,
I want to put the power. I want to put the power back in the hands of the single people.
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies.
Put your hands up.
You're under arrest.
In the club. Just broke up. You know how it goes.
I don't.
Do I?
Do tell.
You don't. You know the song.
I actually don't know. All I know is the chorus.
This guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know it because
You're an artiste.
I know it vaguely enough because I went on a road trip for work and the one girl loved the song, so we as a group sang it the whole way down.
That's terrible.
Tell me you're not. It's not because you're an artiste.
It is not because I'm an artiste, surprisingly enough.
You hate to see it, really.
Honestly, it's sad.
You guys like Beyonce?
She's yes, love Beyonce. Beyonce's the best.
You don't have to lie.
I don't want to get canceled again.
I don't think you'll get canceled if you just say you don't like Beyonce that much.
I don't like Beyonce that much. I think that she's very, very talented, but I don't think that I enjoy her stuff.
I have no particular feelings of warmth towards Beyonce. Not like a huge fan of her music, but I don't hate her music. Just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, that's fair.
No Carly Rae Jepsen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But who could be, you know?
Yeah, who could? In this day and age, who really could
It's an impossible standard to hold someone to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's not fair, really. We were going to talk about conspiracy theories. I was told that there would be conspiracies that we would talk about.
Oh, yeah.
There are conspiracies.
So, Dan, you think 5G is the cause of all life's woes. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I think
that is
so
true.
too.
Yeah. 5G is
Not that I think that, but I think Dan thinks that.
Oh, okay.
I also think Dan thinks that.
Okay. Well,
I'm glad we're all on the same page about what Dan believes.
Dan, are you on the same page here?
sure, why not? This is a take I've been pushed into. All right, yes. I also believe this.
Dan, 5G, you think it causes
dumb.
terrible cancer and is causing the breakdown of Western society. Would you care to explain your stance?
No.
Yeah, I feel like this is a bit of a harsh stance. Oh, you know what? I also respect your ability to remain silent in these trying times.
Listen, there's a lot going on right now, and I just don't feel like I have the right to tell people that they're all a bunch of dummy heads.
You don't have the right to tell people that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have the right for that. I can't do that.
But at least you know.
Yeah, at least I'm aware of the fact that I don't have that right, which makes me better than you. That's how it works.
You're right. You are better than us.
I know that. I'm just glad you know that.
I can't believe Dan ate cauliflower and now he's just that much better than us.
What can you say? You know?
I ate one cauliflower and here we are. It gave me unlimited power.
Wait, this guy ate a cauliflower?
You
It
guys
was
have
kind
seen
of gross,
Scott
actually. He was just like, and ate that whole cauliflower.
my mouth unhinged like a snake, and I just the entire thing.
Who's wouldn't, you know? When I see a cauliflower, I go, I would like to eat that, is what I always say whenever I see a cauliflower. Wow.
Who among us has
Imagine
not had
just
their mouth
eating
unhinged
this.
like a snake to eat cauliflower?
But for the good of the land, Jackson, you don't, because you know that you can't become that much better than everyone, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm scared of what the people will think.
You guys have seen Scott Pilgrim, right? Where vegans have superpowers.
I am familiar with that bit, but I have not actually seen it.
It's a good
I love
bit.
that.
It's a 10 out of 10 bit. Oh,
Don't they like beat him up by giving him like creamer?
Yeah, they gave him fucking half and half or something.
That's
then
And
he
then the
loses
vegan
it, and
police
then he
come in and
loses
they're
his
like, this is
power.
your third strike. And he's
Yeah,
like, what? What do you mean honey is vegan? Or wait, no, it was something even more ridiculous. What was it that he said?
it was like
he didn't
something
realize
very
wasn't
stupid.
vegan?
Yeah,
It was like cheeseburgers or something like that.
yeah.
Oh,
What a good movie. Oh, what a good movie. Edgar Wright, creative genius.
Did anyone ever tell you look like Ramona Flowers? It's a character from a movie called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
I'm very intelligent.
Indie boys be like.
Indie boys do be like.
Ooh, yeah. No, for real. I do love all like the TikToks that are just making fun of like the what do they call them? Liberal arts boys.
I've not heard
Is the word that
those.
they use? It's pretty good.
That sounds amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because it's exactly the bit you would think. They're like, yeah, I actually really do like Timothée Chalamet. like that's the only sentence you need to say.
I love it so much.
You know what? I do actually like Timothée Chalamet, but you look at him and I'm like, yeah, I do kind of also want to punch him.
Yeah, it'd
I've
be like
never
that.
heard of this man before. I don't think I've watched any of
Look
his
him up,
shows. But
yeah,
like
he's like only an
he's-
A24.
he's
A24
looking at
movies.
me and I want to hit him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just
He's a good actor though. He's
this picture here. Let me send it to you. Oh, almost posted that in the wrong channel.
Amazing. You did it.
There. Like that picture, that man is he just schooled me on something incredibly irrelevant and he thinks that's a big deal. And I
yeah.
hate him.
I mean, understandable, really.
And he made me accidentally.
Dude, I can't believe Timothée Chalamet made you stop your recording.
No. I can't believe this man's made you stop your recording.
We've done it. Can I get an M in the chat?
No. Why would you want that? What chat?
I don't know.
Can we get Eminem in the chat?
Imagine if Eminem wanted to be on an episode of Off the Air, I would tell him no.
You would just tell
I'm
him?
not even kidding. Can I just tweet at Eminem, you're not welcome on my podcast?
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
go
I would
ahead.
have Eminem on Off the Air. What do you guys have against Eminem?
I don't have
I
anything
don't like his
against Eminem.
music. I just
Wow, really? Collectively have nothing against Eminem. Alright.
we just don't have
See-
hot takes on Eminem.
I didn't know there was a not hot take on Eminem.
I'm pretty sure. I
Not
feel
the
like I feel like a lot of people hate Eminem.
Yeah.
I mean, they do because it was popular to hate him, you know?
Fair enough.
He's also like just not a very like good person.
What did you do?
And a lot of his music is like really aggressive, especially towards women.
Yeah,
all
I mean,
these mommy
a lot of that he has cleaned up a lot in the last few years, and that's also unfortunately when a lot of people started saying his music got worse.
Mm.
You know, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Damned if you do, huh?
And damned if you don't. We're all damned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna let this keep going.
Yeah, but no, I don't like Eminem. I dropped my comb. My beard comb.
I was wondering what that thing that fell over was.
You guys, how do you feel about gnomes, like garden gnomes?
Gnome. Dan wants to talk about gnomes.
I do want to talk about gnomes.
Yeah, he really did seem excited to talk about gnomes, so I'm not going to stop him. By all means, go off.
I mean, Jackson, you know why I'm excited to talk about gnomes.
I know, I said garden gnomes, though.
Yeah, there's no difference. They're all gnomes.
Wow, that's kind of
gnomist. They're not Nelves, they're not Noblins, they're gnomes.
They are Gnotic elves.
They're not Gnelves. I will
They're
say so. Jackson, are we allowed to talk about this project we're working on the podcast?
Is it a project?
I don't know what else to call it without telling you what it is. So that's why I'm asking.
Me what it is?
Without telling the audience what it is. Do you know what it is? Did you know what you created?
Before.
He has talked about it before.
I don't think we talked about I don't think we mentioned that we're actually doing it, like for real.
Well, he talked about it as he talked about it as a thing that you weren't at the time invited to because it was supposed to be an in-person.
Like ignored it.
Yeah, it was going to be an in-person session, so you had not been invited because he didn't want to.
I do remember this. Okay, yeah, I remember that. And
then you mentioned it, and you were just like, "All right," and just moved on.
Yeah.
And now you're like, "I'm excited to talk about it."
Well, because now I'm invited. Duh.
You're so selfish, Dan. How come you're only excited about things that involve you when they involve you?
Because they involve me, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to make a hot take that it's okay to be excited about the things that you're invited to.
I'm okay with that. So you want to talk about your gnome?
I do want to talk about my gnome. So
I don't even know anything about your gnome.
I don't know anything about my gnome. I'm going to figure it out as I go. Because that's how I play video game or how I play tabletop games. So Jackson, do you want to give the audience this pitch on this D&D game?
I already have.
Would you like to refresh people?
No. All right. So we're playing a game of D&D, but it's a Wild West themed.
Ooh.
So it's basically like a high fantasy California Gold Rush,
which I'm here for.
I'm very excited for it.
So Jackson reaches out to me and he's like, "Hey, listen, we were going to do this in person, but now we're doing it online. You want in?" And I'm like, "Boy, do I want in." So Jackson's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, they're going to do the other." He doesn't give me a ton of information, so I start like coming up with ideas. First idea I had was I really would have loved to do a Lone Ranger with a gunslinging paladin, which would have been very fun, but I nixed it because paladin rules are dumb, and for some reason you can't use a lot of your paladin shit on ranged attacks. They all have to be like actually physical attacks.
You didn't ask?
I didn't, because then I talked to Noah, and Noah's like,
actually like that would actually fit in really well, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, because Noah's like, I'm gonna play a cleric, and I'm like, cool. I will back off of the religion thing, and I will do a different idea. I've always wanted to play an artificer. I'm like, fuck it, this is my chance. I'm doing it. So I start building this artificer, and about halfway through, I realized that I've made just a crazy prospector, which I was originally going to have be a dwarf, because I think it's very funny, the idea that a dwarf got kicked out of his dwarven hold for accidentally blowing some shit up. I think it's very funny. And then I realized that gnomes get a +2 to intelligence, which is very good for a magic-based class. And now I've accidentally built just this crazy mad prospector gnome that I'm very, very, very excited about.
What's his name?
I don't have a name for him yet. That's the only piece I'm missing before I can get started, I feel like. I can, you know what? You guys pull the podcast for a second. I'm gonna Google gnome name generator. We're gonna find a name on air.
You're really gonna make me hold the podcast after
we just paused it?
Timothy Shalante or whatever his name is, shut my podcast
I really
down.
like Noah not knowing how to say Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. I couldn't remember what his name was. I almost called him Timothy Cilantro because I figured I may as well just lean into not knowing. And by the time I had that thought, it was already too late.
Timmy Sill.
But yeah, him.
Oh, Timothy Chalamet.
You just sat on that, didn't you, buddy?
I'm just looking at him. I hate him. But he is like a good actor, and I like some of the movies he's in.
You know what? I'm disappointed with these. I do like these last names. Okay, I was disappointed, but I'm looking at, instead of looking at D&D name generators, I'm looking at a WoW name generator, and these are much better. These are all names like Fizzlespan and Luckpocket as their last names, and I like that a lot. I'm into that. Gnomes are dumb. Gnomes are dumb and stupid and little, and they live in holes in the ground for no reason.
Why is there no reason?
I don't know, man. I was doing some research because, of course, I do my research because I'm that kind of person.
Weird,
and I'm like,
okay.
what's the
I'd
deal?
be mad if you didn't.
What's the deal with gnomes? And gnomes all live in hovels.
And airplane food. Am I right?
They live in Airplane, the movie.
Yeah. Checks out.
No, so gnomes just are like out here doing gnome, like they don't really have a thing they do. Depending on, like, in most settings, they don't like have like any kind of real, like dwarves, right? Dwarves live in holes, but they have like their whole society is built around living in holes. Yeah. Gnomes just kind of live in holes because they can, and they kind of let themselves be treated like second-class citizens.
Gnomes do not care.
Gnomes don't give a fuck.
Not care.
I think gnomes
They're
are
just happy to be here and
as
just
a
mess around with
species
things.
incapable of caring about this. Not in general. They're very caring in general. They're very wholesome.
Yeah, very wholesome, and they're just happy to be here.
They are. Their whole stick is that they're just happy to be alive. They're like, unlike elves, like literally in the books, it's like, unlike elves who are like, I'm going to savor every moment of being alive, and humans who are like, I don't have that long to live. I might as well get stuff done while I can, but whatever. Gnomes are like, I have 400 years to live, and I am going to rock every second of it, and I love it.
Yeah, and you should.
All right. Point is,
Noah, are you okay?
Noah, do you have an opinion on gnomes?
Seagull sound there.
Do I have what? I'm sorry.
Do you have an opinion on gnomes?
Do you want to talk about your character at all? You don't have to.
I can talk about my character. Dan, did you say something about gnomes again?
I asked if you want to talk about gnomes.
Oh, I don't know anything about gnomes.
You can also talk about gnomes if you want. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I was asking if you had any gnome takes.
Yeah, any opinions on gnomes?
No gnome opinions.
Wow.
What about Nelfs?
Gnoblins.
Not gonna lie, it took me a hot second to realize that you said Gnelf, as in like
he didn't really put the G on it. He just kind of said Nelf.
And I thought that you just said MILF.
How do you feel about MILFs?
We may have takes.
It was a weird question.
Do you have a take do you have a take though?
On this Easter Sunday, do you have a take on
this
MILFs?
Easter Sunday,
you don't have a take.
The day of our Lord, he is risen indeed. Today, no, I do not.
Is Jesus Christ a DILF?
No.
That is not more no.
But come on.
But he is, right?
Come on, no, not come out of your question. I'm ignoring your question.
Fair.
Yeah.
But to Noah, you gotta have like a take.
I don't know. It's possible Noah does not have a take on him.
That's my take. It's not my thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I needed.
That's all I got. Anyway, I mean, my character, I'm playing a preacher. I'm excited to bring this preacher into the lawless West. I think it's going to be a very good time.
I'm a preacher man.
Preacher man.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of...
I don't have too much I can talk about him because...
It hasn't even been the first session yet.
Exactly.
Sure, you don't want to give out too much information. I mean, Dan doesn't even have his name. You don't want to info dump him right now.
Info dump me, daddy.
Dan, you don't have a name for your character yet?
We were just talking.
I feel like this is the guy. He's building backwards.
Oh, that's right. I'm an idiot. I just realized that you said that you were going to make your character on chat.
My dude, that was something special. Not something good, but something special.
Did you find a name?
I did. I found a few, but I don't love them. I think it's because Noah put in my head Jedediah, and I'm not naming my gnome Jedediah.
You could.
But I do kind of want to feel like I want to know what the gnomish equivalent of Jedediah is, you know?
Slothful Jeremiah.
I do. I think could Jeremiah be a gnome name? I feel like it could.
Could Jeremiah be a bullfrog? You might be surprised.
Jeremiah is literally just as much of a gnome name as Jedediah. There is no difference.
I feel like it's not, because I feel like gnomes don't use the duh in their like naming conventions.
Why do you think that?
This is in the Wild West. This isn't. I don't think these are like traditional high fantasy gnomes. They can be whatever you want.
Listen,
you're a prospector.
Listen,
you can be Jedediah.
Jedediah Gnome. That's just his full name.
Wait, what's his name? Jedediah Gnome.
My name's Jedediah Gnome. I've been making dynamite action before you were born. I also did realize, Noah, in messing around with the voice, that I've accidentally given him fucking what's his name's voice from Toilet Save Christmas.
Oh.
I'm blanking on that character's name.
I don't remember. I don't think he had a name.
He definitely had a name. They do just call him Grandpa, don't they? Grandpa Joe, or maybe. Why do I feel like it's Grandpa Joe?
They really don't be having D's in their names, do they?
They
also
don't.
be having names like Quaman.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not loving the names that they're given.
You don't have to use a high fantasy name. You use a Wild West name.
I did find Billick, and I do like the idea of him going by Bill.
That's good. I like the fact that I did random generator for, 10 names, and then 2 names in a row were both Quaman, Quamin.
Yeah, and?
They're just like, they're both there, and they're like, hey, a name's so nice, we named it twice.
He needs a good last name. I really like Tinkerspan. That's really fun. Tossle whistle.
Level with you, Chief. I do not like Tinkerspan.
That's fair.
As a first name?
No, last name.
I still don't like it.
Well, I got one here named Irla Pump Break.
That's That's so
criminal.
much worse.
If I met someone named that, I would call the cops on myself for interacting with a criminal. That's aiding and abetting. Just talking to that person.
I need more. The problem is I don't have so all of the gnomish last names that I'm seeing are like two words shoved together that are vaguely technology related, right? We got Fluke Stitch, we got Fix Clue, we got Fuzzdoc, Wobblecog. Ooh, I do like Wobblecog.
You know what? It just doesn't quite sound. It sounds a little bit minkus, if you will.
I don't know what that means.
Monka-s, as they say.
Is this a Twitch thing?
Yes, and yeah.
That's why I don't recognize it.
It's just like sweating Pepe. And minkus is just the way that you're pronouncing it if you're truly in the vernacular.
Got it. Here, Jackson.
More you know.
I'm gonna send you this link. I'm gonna have you just give me a last name.
I'm sitting here waiting on the link.
I'm getting there. Hold on. I'm copying things. There we go. Give me a last name out of this.
My friend just
I will accept any last name you give.
Says, remember Poe from Teletubbies? There's a whole country named after him, and it's just Poland. It's Poland. Thanks, my friend.
Hated that. Why did you dare you say it?
I didn't invent it. My friend sent it to me, but it's a good one. All right, let's see.
Give me a last name, Jackson. Keeping in mind whatever last name you're giving is then probably the name of it, like the last name of his whole hovel.
One of these is Tidy Cup.
Yeah, but no, these names
that's
are amazing.
not what I read at first. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And even if you don't know, you might still know.
Fluke Wire. Oh, Rail Strip is one of them.
Yeah, Rail Strip is pretty good. I like that one.
Rail Strip would be really good because it's there's trains.
That's true. Billick Rail Strip?
Could be what's different. Billick Rail.
Rail Spark?
Rail Spark, Rail Strip, Rail Steel, Rail Spindle.
Ooh, I like Rail Steel. Rail Steel's pretty solid. Billick Rail Steel, is that what we're going with? Because I'm here for it.
What about Rail Spring?
Rail Spring's pretty good. I like that.
Rail Bang.
No, wait, hold on. Hold on, you got too deep. Back up.
Rail. Another one is the automatically generated is Click Strip. Again, it just doesn't.
I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. Rail Bonk.
I like that. Actually, no, I hate that a lot. Actually, but
Rail Torque.
Rail Torque. Ooh, Rail Torque's a good one.
Rail Clock. Rail Pickle.
I really like Rail Spring. I think
I liked Rail Strip.
Good.
Rail Strip. My only problem.
I have nothing against Rail Strip. It just sounds like a little bit.
It sounds like you're about to have like some music playing in the background, and it's like, and welcome to the stage,
yes,
Billick Rail Strip.
I do like Rail Spring. That would explain why he got all the TNT. He used to work on the rail lines. Or his family used to work on the rail lines.
Working on the rail lines.
Cool. Nailed it.
It's like, it doesn't work for me. I hate it. Scrap the whole thing.
Billy Rail Strip.
You're actually going to be playing a Draconic Ancestry Sorcerer.
You said it like that isn't something I have also played and would be great at.
I think that's the worst sorcerer background, in my opinion.
I actually also am not a huge fan, unless you are playing a Dragonborn.
Imagine picking, I want to have Dragon Blood instead of picking, I just want to potentially make terrible things happen.
I think
Wild Magic Sorcerer is the most Chad option.
Which one?
Wild Magic.
Wild Magic is something.
It's the most Chad. The most theatrical is definitely Divine Soul.
I am a huge fan of the Stormborn or something like that. It's lightning magic. It's lightning sorcerer essentially. I mean, that's the one I'm playing in my other game. Because I don't know, I just like the idea of like, hey, I was born at the sea, and now look at me. I have all this lightning magic.
I'm mostly just partial to Divine Soul and Wild Magic. The rest of them I don't really.
That's fair. I think those are super.
But Sorcerer is my favorite class.
Sorcerers are a really good class. My only gripe with Sorcerer is that I just like. If I'm gonna play Sorcerer, I might as well play Wizard because I'd rather have the ability to have every spell in the game at some point. Because Wizards are fucking stupid.
I like the Sorcerers because you got the Sorcerer points.
Sorcerer points are solid. I put 3 levels into Sorcerer and then switch to Wizard because that way you get the meta magic feat, the meta magic as well.
Because that's a coward move because that's a big coward move.
Well, listen, to be fair, it's because the GM gave me a Tome of Infinite Knowledge. That's not literally what it is, but a tome that tried to whisper sweet dark nothings in my ear, and then I'm like, hey, what if I just study this and became a wizard?
I guess that's an option.
It is.
Sounds like a bad option.
Wizards get more options available to them. That's just
it's the
a fact.
incel wizard versus the Chad sorcerer.
That's fair. How do we feel about warlocks?
Warlocks are also incredibly Chad.
Ooh, interesting. See, I feel like they're more incel.
I like warlocks more than I like wizards, just because wizards
I love warlocks because they just make a pact with the devil for power.
Yeah. Unless it's not the devil,
that's incredibly
but it's not always the devil, and it's usually like I feel like you pick warlocks don't have enough consequences for their actions.
Well, that's a DM thing. Like the DM can make consequences happen,
but I feel like most DMs don't.
I have a warlock character that I'm potentially going to be playing before long, and without spoilers, it's not at all for this campaign, but spoilers. If he doesn't drown enough people, his dad will just destroy his village.
That's pretty good.
His dad's a dragon.
That's pretty good.
So he has to drown a certain quota of people, or else everyone else will be killed. Quota? So at the end of the week, he gets panicked if he hasn't drowned enough people, and just searches and starts killing innocent people behind their back. But he's still good natured because he thinks he's doing it for the right reasons. You got to get him some kind of spell that lets you drown people in combat. Well, it's like a pirate campaign, so it's a lot of shit. So people are super drownable. Yeah, it's super drownable. It's not just gonna be in the middle of a dungeon. That's what I was gonna say. In the middle of a dungeon, dang, that's gonna be hard to. If it is, then I'll just knock someone out and create water on them. That's fair. That seems like a good move. Take them out. D&D is pretty fun, and I've had plenty of time to just do that recently. D&D, I like D&D a lot. I've mentioned on the podcast, I just wish people had more variety in the types of games that they played. I'm excited for this because it's a cowboy game. Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned a pirate game, and that sounds like it'd be really fun. But I wish more people played around with their systems too. There's so many systems out there that have different stylizations than D&D does. I feel like everyone just goes back to D&D because that's what they, that's a safe option. And this is not a call out on you. This is not what this is. I don't think it is. Role-playing games are not something I would take personally if you take offense to something I do with them. Yeah, exactly. But I'm a huge role-playing game fan, and I wish that people played around with their systems a little more in general on a broader scope. The problem is honestly D&D is far and away the most variable of the systems. It's really not. It's just the most popular one. It's really not. GURPS is out there. GURPS is stupid. Yeah. GURPS. I don't like GURPS. Fate is absurdly. Fate is literally you drop it onto any setting and it works. But D&D, it's just D&D is the one that everyone knows, which is fine. That's and 5e's ease of use is so nice. 5e is so easy to play. 5e is so easy to play. Yeah, and another thing's I don't like combat in role playing games. I don't think it's fun. I think it can be. I think it depends on what kind of game you're playing. I feel like if there's combat every single session, then you get 5 more minutes into the story, and then it's an hour and a half long combat section. Yes. And then because you're playing 2 shorter sessions. Well, combat shouldn't matter. Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't just be hey, you were walking somewhere. Guess 3 bandits fight you, and you're can I talk to them? They're like, nope, they fight you. Yeah, I'm a huge. In the game that Cap runs. We have talked down no less than 4 different bosses just because the whole party is what if we just talk about it and don't try and fight the thing that is very powerful and possibly going to get one of us killed. Just hear me out. Okay, man, we all have feelings. The one we did, the most recent one we did, we talked down a dragon. Yeah. Promised to feed her people. Promised to feed her people if she wouldn't kill us. So you do what you gotta do. Yeah, and I think that it's fun when you get the opportunities to do this kind of things. It really is. Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing. I'm gonna be the thing I'm worried about, air quotes, for this game is that I almost always play a heavy charisma character, and I'm not this time around. So I need to figure out how well this is gonna go. Well, it'll just affect your rolls, basically. I mean, that's true, but that does affect things. I mean, yeah. Turns out I'm playing in a ranger right now with no charisma, but I still am functionally the party face because you're the one who happens to be the one talking the most. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, he's just he's from New York City, and he's just a loudmouth guy. Well, from the equivalent of New York City. So he's just hey, come on, that's not how we do it in the South Side. We're walking here. Yeah, and he just runs his mouth, which is fun. What the fuck you think we're doing? We're walking over here. We're trying to go out and we're having a good time. Yeah, I that's what I am doing in one of my other games too. Is that we have a rogue who ostensibly should be the party, but according to all known laws of aviation, he should be the party face, but just he isn't. Yeah, it's because he's a coward. Yeah. It also is because I think I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast before, but I also have a tendency to push forward campaigns one way or another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I sympathize with that because I find myself often when I'm playing D&D in the position where like I'm like, all right, I'm definitely like taking too much of the spotlight. I'm not going to talk here, so I just kind of like try and sit back. I'm like, hey, why don't you take over this situation? And then
nothing fucking happens
for like 10 minutes. Everyone's just like
dicking around. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, cool, back in the saddle we go. Which
yeah,
I mean,
someone will give you like the DM will give you like an obvious hint of like what is looked at being like needed around this area or like whatever's happening, and everyone will be like, nope, no idea.
Yeah.
And then someone would be like, can I fight it and or fuck it? And you're like, oh god.
Yeah. I
just
don't
ask
know,
a
man.
question.
I don't understand the idea of riding along on a D&D game and not doing anything.
But I mean, I think like a lot of people, it's kind of like being in the back seat. Like you're just there to have a good time. You come up with it's relevant. That's fine.
Fair.
But for me, like I can't. I couldn't personally.
No, and I'm excited to try this out because I would like to try and do that because I think that I'm pretty sure at least one other member of the party is going to be able to like take that frontline
I think
role.
we've got a pretty good group for.
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I'm really excited.
Well, it's gonna be a trip. That's for sure.
Like I feel like Noah and Nina are also not fairly. I feel like Noah's probably a little bit less outspoken.
And Noah tends to not.
Tends to not what?
Be the front face of a party. Unless you absolutely have to be.
I think if you're
I
excited
prefer not
about
to
it,
drive the party. I like to support the party and I like to be a member of the party, but I feel really bad when I'm the one making all the choices.
Yeah,
usually,
mood.
Because all the characters I play are kind of aggressive dudes, and I don't like my aggressive character
Your aggressive
also
dude
being...
persona?
Well, that's the thing. I don't want my like grouchy, angry, like barbarian to also be the one that's continually taking control of the party, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. We never did get to talk about conspiracy theories.
We have not, no.
That's okay.
And it would appear we're low on time as well.
All right.
What other D&D things can we talk about before
your favorite thing? Fire off.
About D&D?
No. No.
Just favorite thing in the world. Full stop.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing?
We need to get some positivity injected in the situation. What is one thing that is bringing you a lot of joy right now?
Michelle.
Okay, but now that Michelle's out of the room,
that's a fine answer.
No, that is a good
she's
answer.
here. It's true. It's been really nice to be able to like even during because her schedule shifted so heavily because of the quarantine. Obviously, it's been nice to actually like be able to be around the house at the same time she is when she's awake and like able to do things.
No, that obviously not obviously. That honestly sounds like a huge improvement over like what you guys have been stuck with before.
Yeah, it's a massive good time.
Because she was working thirds, right?
She was working third. Yeah, she would leave at 1 and get back around noon, and I would get back from work around 5. And so that meant that we had realistically from like 5 to 7 maybe to hang out.
And then she had to sleep, and then she had to go to work.
Exactly. I mean, on some level, don't get me wrong. There was a nice thing about not having any responsibilities or like requirement to hang out after a certain time in the evening, but I much prefer this.
It's nice because it opened up your time to like stream more if you wanted to like do that and things like that. Flip side, now you actually get to see her, which is it's
all right. It's whatever.
Pretty diggity dang nice.
It's okay.
I don't know why I said that because I'm sure you're like angry at me for saying diggity dang nice.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It was rough.
cringe.
Although I feel like I probably should get used to it. I should be the one saying diggity dang nice, Noah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh no! Can I play Billick where he doesn't swear?
I mean, yeah.
No,
you better.
Not
he doesn't swear.
Not can I on like a DM level? Can I as a person play a character who doesn't?
That's what I said.
Who doesn't swear? Like,
yeah, be easy.
That makes me real not happy. I really don't
That's
like
unfortunate.
That. That's an unfortunate turn of events.
Yeah. See, it'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
Dang, damn it! Can't believe you went and did that again, Noah.
Yeah, but.
No, not Noah's character. Noah, actual for real Noah.
Anyway, I really feel you on the.
I like this bit.
I really feel you on the having Michelle around being something that's like definitely making the situation better.
Yeah.
A conversation I have had with several people now is how incredibly happy I am that like we got back here from the drive before anything shut down heavily and things like that. So that that Nina is here for this, because man,
what a nightmare.
I could not imagine doing this by myself. That just sounds miserable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, what would have probably happened is once you realized it was quarantine, is you would have gone to like live with your folks or something for a while.
See, most likely that would have ended up happening, and I would have hated it, and maybe I would have been like, hey, Ed, do you want to come back and live at my apartment? Because my internet's better.
Shouldn't you do that at one point?
Have her live here?
Yeah, didn't she stay there for like a week or two at one point?
Oh, yeah, she stayed here for like 6 days or something like that. While I don't care about saying name. While piece of human filth
to talk about
lived.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
listen, we agreed we weren't going to say his name on the air.
No, I don't think we ever agreed to that, and he's a piece of trash, so I don't mind outing his name.
We probably shouldn't, though.
We definitely shouldn't.
Just because I don't want people to even like have to think about his name existing.
That's fine.
Yeah,
fine.
it's one of those where like I think it's better if people just like don't have to worry about like putting a name to the face of garbage.
When the human garbage known as Redacted was at my parents' house for like the last week he was there, my sister came and stayed with me.
Yeah. Turns out, human garbage, hard to be around. Who could have guessed?
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Is that why you guys don't hang out with me outside the podcast?
Is that why what?
Is that why you people don't hang out with me outside the podcast? Jackson, are you okay?
Jackson, did you say something? I thought I heard you say something.
Sneezed and then went,
I thought you said ow.
No,
that's just from listening to you.
Oof. Oh no, he got me. I've been got.
But you're telling me people don't listen to me here? Wait.
Absurd. Impossible.
How could you?
No.
You monster.
Could have seen this turn of events.
You monster.
So, yeah.
What's making you happy right now, Jackson?
Yeah.
I don't know. My cats, probably.
That's a good
You
call.
do be having 3 cats. Also, unironically, are we talking about your TikTok on the podcast?
We should, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a TikToker
so unironically, your first ever TikTok video is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
I downloaded TikTok just to watch your video.
No.
Wait, which one? I have 2 now.
You do have 2. The very first one that you posted. Why do I have 3 followers? How do I have 3 followers? Good Lord.
I followed you.
You did, but then other people are too, and I'm very confused.
You're a TikToker now.
I'm a TikToker now. Dang, dude, you're right.
You gotta do a dance now.
I don't know how to do a dance. Dang, I guess I'm gonna have to figure it out.
You're world's worst TikToker.
Jackson, I'll send you, or not Jackson, I'm sorry. Dan, I'll send you a link to what I think is the funniest video on planet Earth.
This is gonna make me so angry. I can already feel it.
Has to download TikTok and follow Jackson at Jacksonium.
You don't have to follow me to watch the video, I don't think. I think you just want to watch it.
And you also have to like the video.
Comment and subscribe.
And favorite it.
If you don't like, comment, and follow on TikTok, I mean, I'll be fine. I'll just be like kind of a little bit sad.
How would that change from normal? Boom, got him. Wait, no, that's me. Fuck.
We're all a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Some of us are actually a lot sad.
Some of us are the most sad. Some of us have what is commonly referred to as the big sad.
Do people really be saying that?
I have actually seen it more and more lately, and it's making me very happy.
What? No, I know people call it the big sad. I don't know why I reacted like that in the way I did.
Because you weren't listening to me and just said a thing so that I would shut up.
You said the big sad, and I'm just I don't know what triggered my head. Like
what's in your head?
What's in your head?
You know the song. We all know the song.
What song? I was just asking a question. What's in your head?
You didn't know the song. What a hater.
I don't know the song.
I don't know why you'd assume that I automatically just know the song. She's kind of self-centered.
This bit just kind of sucks. It's been like 60 minutes.
Yeah, we can
since
stop
we started
now.
Recording.
So yeah,
we've devolved to the bit where everyone just goes, "I don't know the song."
Is that a devolution though?
Yes.
That feels like the pinnacle of what this podcast is capable of.
It's okay. We'll get back on the horse of episodes soon enough.
Exactly.
This is fine.
We're slumping a little bit.
I don't know, man. I like this episode.
Yeah, no, this one's good. This one's good. We're shaking it. We're about to hit episode 100. This is episode 88, so we got 12 episodes until we hit 100. We're closing in on the 1 year, and here's the issue.
You mean the 2 year?
Now here's our issue. The 2 year and the 100th episode hit very close to each other, but they are not hitting on the same day. Hey, so Jackson accidentally stopped recording his audio, so you weren't going to be able to hear the entire conversation we all ended up having. Gist of what's happening is there are, as I just discovered, 3 weeks between the 2 year anniversary and the 100th episode. So what we'll probably just end up doing is celebrating each event as its own separate God-given holiday. That's about it though. As for now, Welcome back to where we discovered that Jackson's mic had been off for the last 5 minutes.
Nope. Okay, so no, we're finishing this out. No, we're finishing this out. So Jackson's here.
Jackson stopped recording because we finished so nicely with everything.
I've done everything. I was like, okay. I talked about a social thing. That means I'm done.
I'm putting Jackson in on my headphones so that he can be heard through my channel now.
Don't do it.
Do this. No, you're a monster.
You can find me as Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD on Twitch, Twitter, Insta, and Tumblr.
Won't you hear me twice if Jackson's in on your headphones?
Oh shit, you're right. Jackson's gone now because I don't want both of them here.
This is gonna be a fun episode for you to edit.
Nah, it'll be fine. Dan, what about you? What can we find you on?
You can find me at Twitch and Twitter, Born57, Instagram, Born to Rule. No, Twitch and nope, that's not true. Twitter, and I've been doing this almost 88 episodes and I still don't have it. Twitter and Instagram, Born57, Twitch.tv/Born-to-Rule. Jesus. We've been keeping up on we had a good time playing Total War Warhammer this week.
Nice.
We talked about I need to talk about e-girl cyberbullying next episode.
Yes, you do, because that was very funny.
No, but my friend did, and it's very funny.
So yeah, remember that for the next episode.
Somebody at me next Saturday, the Saturday after this comes out, and remind me to talk about e-girl cyberbullying.
Twitter.com at @TheOffTheAir, Facebook.com/OTA podcast, and Patreon.com/OffTheAir. You can find us there, support us monetarily. However, if you would rather just support us not monetarily, obviously you can tell your friends or leave us a 5-star review and such on Apple Podcasts. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you next week.
No, you didn't say where they could find you.
I did.
No, you just said you can find me at Jacksonium with 2 M's on TikTok.
I didn't say with 2 M's. It's not Jacksonium with 2 M's.
Fine, Jackson. But you didn't say whatever. It's fine. Go check the show notes. Bye.